Hello everyone. So this video lecture is all about to motivate ourselves to study the tuned amplifiers. So you can see here a picture. Can you recall what this picture is? It is a radio receiver. So what we'll be doing here, by adjusting the knobs, we'll be picking the frequency of our interest, or the station of our interest. So before we look what a tuned amplifier is exactly, let me have some recall some of the informations which is needed for this tuned amplifiers. So we'll take up the resonance circuits. So the resonance circuit is an RLC circuit. So it has been excited by a sinusoidal source. The frequency of this sinusoidal source is going to be adjusted, and we are going to note down a remarkable performance. So at a particular frequency we are going to have the maximum current that will flow through in a circuit. So we want to know why or how this is really happening. We know that the Z, the impedance of this circuit RLC, is nothing but R plus J, it is times XL minus XC. So at the particular frequency of your input signal, this XL value will be equal to XC. Then this reactance component, they get cancel each other. Therefore the circuit offers the impedance of only Z is equal to R. So it is at this point you get the maximum current or the maximum gain. And this particular value XL is equal to XC, it happens only at a particular frequency. So that particular frequency FR is given as 1 by 2 pi root LC. This frequency is called as a resonating frequency. So at resonating frequency you can see your current is being remarkably raised, because this is the point where your system or your RLC circuit provides the least impedance. So when R is going to be very small, like this of this case, you are going to have the maximum current, and R is of some medium value, you get it such a shape curve, and when R is of a very high value, you are going to get such a thing. Now we'll understand why the current is been raising and then it is been dropping. So for a lower frequency, if you take XC is equal to, if you take F is equal to 0, then your XC, that is the capacitive reactance XC, which is given as 1 by omega C, it is going to be of infinite. So therefore almost no current will flow through in a circuit. Okay. Then as the frequency keeps increasing, that is from 0 to FR. So what will happen? The impedance from infinity, it has been now dropping, because when F is equal to 0, the circuit offered the maximum impedance, that is infinite. As the frequency keeps increasing, now the impedance is dropping. So therefore what happens, that now the current starts rising. Okay, slowly some current starts flowing into your circuit until it reaches your maximum, that is at the resonating frequency. So in all these frequency ranges you can see that the the capacitive reactance, that is my XC, it has been dominating. And we know that in a series circuits, if at all you have more of elements, the dominating element will be the one which will be equivalent to your maximum, that will be your maximum impedance. Okay, the dominating element will be determining the total impedance of your circuit. So therefore I can say that in this frequency ranges your XC is dominating. So therefore in this frequency range your circuit behaves like as if it is a capacitive. Then beyond this frequency range, again the frequency keep on increasing. So what happens, your XL, which is omega L, this is now dominating, because beyond your FR, still as we increase my F, then your XL or your inductive reactance, it is going to be increasing, and which will result that the circuit behaves like an inductive after this resonating frequency part. So that is what I have given here in this slide. Now next important information which we have to recall is the relationship between the bandwidth and quality factor. The bandwidth, we know that the 3 dB bandwidth or your half power cutoff frequencies, which gives us the bandwidth. So that is directly proportional to your resonating frequency, and it is inversely proportional to your quality factor. What is a quality factor? it is the frequency selectivity factor. It is the ratio of your useful power to the wastage power, okay, at the in a particular cycle or for the particular cycles. Okay, so Q factor, it is, I can call this as a selectivity, and I can find the relationship between the bandwidth and quality factor. They are always inversely proportional to each other. So that means if I want a better frequency selection, my circuit will offer me only the low bandwidth, and if at all I want a higher bandwidth, then I should go with a circuit which will have lower Q factor. Okay, so so far we have studied about the resonating circuits. So these resonating circuits are nothing but the tuned circuits which has been employed in our communication systems. So I said that in the first slide, that is, we'll be adjusting some knobs to pick up the signal frequencies. These are nothing but we are adjusting the capacitor of your tuned amplifiers so that we are able to pick up the particular frequency. So now let me look into this AM radio receiver. So okay, your AM frequency ranges from 535 kilohertz to 1605 kilohertz, and we know that each channel will be having a bandwidth of 10 kilohertz, and they are separated by 10 kilohertz bandwidth. Okay, so in order to pick up a particular frequency or particular channel, your tuned amplifier should have a better selectivity, and it should also offer a bandwidth of 10 kilohertz to get that particular channel. So this is regarding your tuning part. And in case of your super heterodyne receivers, which is the famous receivers, we expect a uniform gain in the intermediate frequency range, so which can be offered by your tuned amplifiers. So this is what a gang tuning capacitor, this is what we'll be adjusting to get the different frequency channels which you want to pick up in a receiver. Okay, so this is a single capacitor, but it will act like a variable capacitor, producing the different resonating frequencies, because it will have a stator part and it will have a rotor part. The rotor part is adjusted when the rotor part is reaching the maximum distance, then maximum area will be coveraged, and therefore the circuit will offer the maximum capacitance, and when it is at the minimum position, then it will offer the minimum capacitance. So now we'll go through what is our take home information. So far we have studied about what is the resonating frequency, then the bandwidth and the Q factor, something like that. So our take home information is, at resonating frequencies we are going to have the maximum gain, and your bandwidth and Q factor or your selectivity factor, they are inversely proportional to each other. So therefore, for a better Q factor, I should have a lower bandwidth, or if at all I want a better bandwidth, then I should go with a lower Q factor. So this is our take home information, because this is what helps us to pick up a particular signal of higher selectivity and the bandwidth restrictions. Okay, so I hope that now you will be motivated why we have to study the tuned amplifiers, because tuned amplifiers is used in our communication systems, receivers. So without the receivers, the channel transmissions is not going to be recepted. So therefore, in all your tuned amplifiers, in all your radio receivers, we need the tuned amplifiers. Yes, thank you. Bye.